Hey guys, this is a Chatty Dad 1 alert going out. I just found this out. I had no idea about this. I want you to look first at the amount of crimes that have been stopped by senior citizens. Let's look at this list. Okay, this is just one page. I want you to look at this. Now I want you to look at this. Obama moves to ban Social Security recipients from owning guns. This is outrageous, people. This is outrageous. Social Security recipients. That doesn't mean just these people that are senior citizens. That means anyone who receives a Social Security check. People that are receiving Social Security disability, people who have received Social Security for whatever. If your husband dies and you're a widow, you get Social Security, right? From their paying in on the Social Security. And this is having a huge impact on veterans. Veterans are being denied their Second Amendment rights. And I'll show you that here in a minute. Insomuch that, thank goodness, Representative Johnson, Sam Johnson of Texas, has introduced a bill that would amend this law, Social Security Beneficiary Second Amendment Rights Protection Act. Would amend this law to protect those who get Social Security benefits so that they can still own a firearm. Now this ties in with the school shootings, with the theater shootings. This ties in with all of it. Background checks, the whole thing. They've gone too far here. And what I'm talking about is the NICS. The NICS system. And that's this one here. This is the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. Now, what I've been told is that anyone's name who goes into this system can no longer own a firearm. And what I'm told is that to buy a firearm, your name has to go into this system to see if you have a criminal background. Now, I don't know if that's the case for sure, but it sure sounds like that to me. Here's prohibited persons, and I agree with most of them. Okay, under indictment for criminal, is a fugitive from justice, is an unlawful user or addicted to any controlled substance. Who declares that there? This is one that I don't agree with, because you have all these commercials who tells kids, is your parents addicted to narcotics and all this stuff? We'll call this hotline. Okay, there's been people Baker acted, and their kids have called in on them because they was afraid they was addicted to a substance. This is This goes for anybody who is a recovering heroin addict, who is taking methadone, or anything like that. Like Suboxone, anything like that. Okay, and to any controlled substance. Well, has been adjudicated as a mental defective or committed to a mental institution. Well, a lot of people nowadays get depressed, and a lot of people have been committed into mental institutions for depression. They've gotten better, and they continue on with their lives, no longer depressed. Well, according to this, they can no longer have Second Amendment rights. Is illegally or unlawfully in the United States, has been discharged from the armed forces under dishonorable conditions. Now, that's outrageous. Anybody who goes into the service who's dishonorably discharged for any kind of thing cannot have a firearm. Anybody who's stalking someone has a court order, a restraining order. They can't own a firearm. I kind of agree with that. Has been convicted in any court of a misdemeanor crime of domestic violence. Okay, they just instituted in the school, my wife was just telling me that now, if any kids get into a fight, they no longer break them up and take them to the principal's office and suspend them for a day or two. They call the police, and it is an assault and battery. It is domestic violence, and every kid will be charged for domestic violence, for assault and battery, who gets in a fight. It doesn't matter whether he's defending himself or not. We all know that cops take away both of you. Oh boy, guys, they have snuck in here and really really done some shitty things to us, really bad, and I'm sorry about my language, but this is just unbelievable. I'm finding this stuff out, and it just infuriates me. Let's see here. This is another article. Why is the VA putting so many veterans on your federal gun ban list? This has to do with the check system, okay? That's exactly what it has to do with. If they've gotten depressed or anything like that, bam, they're on the list. If they've gotten out of control with their medication that the VA's pushing down their throats, bam, they're on the list. And you don't get off this list either, guys. You don't get off of it once you're on there. And you know what? It does not apply to alcohol or beer or anything like that. Only to controlled substance and illegal substance. It does not apply. So, next time you got a problem with being hooked on Xanax or something like that, think about it. Because if you institutionalize yourself, you're going to be classified an addict of a controlled substance, and you're going to lose your Second Amendment rights. Now, this is just outrageous about the veterans here. This is so sickening to me. These are men and women who have been trained to use firearms. Now, there are a lot of them who are committing suicide, but they're not all using firearms to do it. A lot of them are using medications, hanging themselves, all kinds of ways, not just shooting themselves. But this is just outrageous, guys. And this also ties into the whole HIPAA laws, HIPAA privacy rules, and the National Instant Criminal Background Check System. When you go to the doctor and it's going to be, your private records, well, guess what? They're not private. It's between them and the government now. And they can send your records and send you into the government. They'll slap your name on this list. Like I said, this is unbelievable. No, and what am I saying? It's not unbelievable. But where are our advocates? How did this happen without no one even seeing what was going on? Here's an instance here. Movie theater shooter. Mental problems didn't stop gun buy. And it goes down here to say that, that they had failed. And this, what happened here really caused them to tighten down the screws. This and all of the other crap really caused them to tighten the screws on this whole thing. I mean, they ain't gotta come in and they don't have to make a law banning the Second Amendment. Before long, it'll be that everyone's on this list, on this check list. Okay? And if you don't see that that's coming, then you need to get the friggin' dirt out of your eyes. Because it is. See, HIPAA concerns due to perceived privacy concerns. That's why this whole thing. As part of President Obama's continuing efforts to reduce gun violence, Human Health Services published a notice of proposed rulemaking. That's in 2014. So, think about things, guys. Think about things when you're dealing with the medical profession and you're dealing with any depression or taking any kind of medications that is a controlled substance. 1, 2, 3, 4, or 5. Because, even down to sleeping pills can ruin your rights of a Second Amendment rights to have firearms. Now, sure, you can appeal these things all day long, but they've already done the damage. So, next time you need help from any of these people here that are wise and knowing and who need this protection most of all, are senior citizens. The people that know. This here, you're not going to see anymore. You won't see it anymore if they're getting a Social Security check. Now, there's an enormous amount of things that they've stopped. 2,210,000 results here where senior citizens has used the Second Amendment to stop crimes, to defend themselves. So, to hope that this thing passes. Guys, pray that this bill right here passes. And as far as I'm concerned, some of this other stuff needs to be cleared up too, because it's an absolute sad thing to see our Second Amendment rights become so infringed upon. They're not rights anymore. It's privilege. Becoming privileged. Especially with the drug dogs running the schools. That all connects now. It all makes sense why they're doing this. To stop the youth from having Second Amendments. We know that people get in fights in school. We know that kids do. We know that they get in fights in school. Because they have hormones raging. Their bodies are changing. And they have problems dealing with it. It's always been that way. But now, instead of taking them down to the principal's office and dealing with it privately, it's going to be dealt with the police. And they will lose their Second Amendment rights because it will be a domestic violence charge there. I guarantee it. Even if the other person drops the charges, the state's attorney is going to pick it up. I will leave all of these links here for you guys. Let's see. But this is sad. This is very sad to see this happening. Some of it I agree with. Some of it is absolutely ridiculous. I mean, come on. Our veterans? Come on. What's wrong with these people? What is wrong with these people? And this, you're not going to have HIPAA privacy rules like you should? Come on. Yes, I understand that it's necessary. If a doctor has somebody coming in and saying they want to frickin' go out there and kill people and murder people and stuff, yeah, they need to report them, and they usually have in the past. But now this is getting into the I feel out of control with my medication. I feel like I'm becoming addicted to it. But bam, there goes their name off to it. Are you a recovering drug addict? You need to go to a place and get help. Bam, there goes your name. You're no longer Second Amendment rights is gone. It is just ridiculous. Oh boy, guys. So, like I said, this is going to go away if this law right here doesn't pass to keep Social Security beneficiaries, keep their Second Amendments protected, then we won't see that anymore. We won't see these elderly people training, helping, keeping the United States safe. They have infringed on so many laws it's not even funny. Anyway, I'm done. So I hope everyone's doing well. I'm disgusted with this, especially with the veterans. This is unbelievable. and say what you want. And anybody who wants to come on here and hate on me, say what you want. Fine with me. Here I am. I hope everyone's doing well. This is Chatty Dad 1. Let everybody know about this, and links will be below. Check into this. Let's comb through this thing and try to figure out what in the world. Because if everybody's names, if you go to buy a firearm and your name goes into this check system, then your name's in there. You won't be able to get it ever again. Basically restricts everybody to one gun apiece. You won't be able to buy another one. Oh, well, your name's in the check system. You can't own a firearm anymore. They might come take the one you got away. I don't know. I don't know for sure. But this is a serious infringement upon our Second Amendment rights. This is a gun grab by the government, big time. You know. This is Chatty Dad 1. Never give up your guns, but your life is more precious than your firearms. Do what's right. But let's not give them up without some kind of an argument or fight. And I don't mean a physical fight always. It may be necessary, but I don't know. It's your own decision to make. So don't know that I'm even going to say that anymore. But do all you can to help others and do what's right. This is Chatty Dad 1, over and out.